Welcome to today's edition of Mental Health Matters. Today, I have Inez Whitlow on the show, and she's going to talk about her agency, Chicks in Crisis. Get you something to drink and get you a snack and come on back. Good morning, Inez. How are you doing? That's right. I got me.
See my chickens?
Yes, yes. How are you doing?
Doing good. Just trying to stay healthy. My goodness, I've been sick since October of last year. So
really? But you're feeling okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
It's been such a long time. I've been trying to get a hold of you, and I know you had been sick, and I know you're busy. And I'm like, oh, and I was telling Max, I'm like, I got to get on the show. I got to get on the show. And I reached back out. I was so glad that you took the time out and made yourself available, because it's been a long time since we talked. And I want to really, really, really see what you've been up to with your agency. I've been doing a little bit of research on your website, and you have definitely grown. So yeah, I want to get all into all of this for sure.
Let's do it. You're 30, baby. Let's do it.
So why don't we start off by you just introducing yourself and what you do, and we will go from there.
Well, my name is Inez Whitlow. I like to call myself the chick in charge. And I'm the CEO, executive director, pretty much do a lot of adoption facilitating. Just overall, I like to help people that are in need. I mean, I don't think there's a job description about that. I'm a hugger. I'm a lover. How do I make your life better? How do I help you just know that this too shall pass? But how do we do it in a way that we're not harming ourselves, our children? Our mental health is huge right now. Mental health has really been a huge struggle for a lot of our young clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what is the name of your agency?
I am Chicks in Crisis.
Chicks in Crisis. So when I first heard that, I thought, that is very unique. And it draws attention to the name and to the agency to want to find out what is her agency more about. What made you choose that particular name?
Well, if you back it up, I've been doing this for 26 years, right? I was a teen mom.
Okay.
I got married in my prom dress at the rec hall down there, Florin Rec Center. I'm close to home.
Yeah.
I found out I was having twins. I was beyond the happiest I was just so excited.
Yeah.
And I had my babies 31 weeks and I was beyond excited. And then a week later, my daughter died in my arms.
Okay.
One of my babies, Amber. So, it was really hard mental health wise. Everybody told me I had cowgirl up and you should be lucky you still have a baby, right? Like I gave a candy bar away and everybody just never let me cry about it. Nobody let me do anything. So mentally, I struggled hard, really hard. And then, my marriage was really kind of based upon I only married you because you were pregnant. So there wasn't a whole lot of love and support there. And then by the time I was 25, I was just done having a relationship that I was going to go to jail. I'd be in prison. The mental, I've never in my life, now that I'm an adult and this is what I do for a living, sometimes I break down and cry, like, how would I ever pull that off with so many people on my back?
Yeah.
Right. And telling me, how horrible I was. And
Yeah.
why would you have kids you can't take care of? Why would you this? And just coming at me like, oh my gosh, I'm a good person. I'm sorry. Ovulation happens.
Yeah.
Like, you know, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my marriage ended and I had 3 children, all under 5.
Yeah.
There was no good jobs for a mom. Who wants to hire a mom? You know, you don't have anything to offer. So I went to school. I got my AA. It's kind of when I figured out I was OCD, ADHD, and a type A personality because I couldn't sit in a chair to save my soul. You know.
Oh man.
My first couple jobs, you know, I did get let go, but when I left, they had all their office was clean, organized, your files were done. That was not my environment. And my heart kept going back to how do I help other people that were like me?
Yeah.
You know, so the name Chicks in Crisis. So we'll keeping on rolling. I found that I've been homeless. I've been on welfare. I'm a welfare to work graduate. I wanted to be an attorney, so I was going to Humphreys law school, you know, their deal. And I wanted to be an attorney really bad and help young families. And I ended up getting my little guy, Michael. And, you know, and that's another thing we got to talk about is, you know, the mental health about children that are taken from incarcerated parents, right?
Yes.
So I had to hustle that up, but you know, and then I graduated in June of 2000, and I just hit the ground running. I told my kids, you guys, I got 15 years I got to make up, you know, hang with mom. I love you. You know, we're going to make it through this, but there's so many other families out there that are like us that need help. Yeah. So my grandma used to call me her little chick. Right. So my grandma was senior and I was junior. So she was a Inez senior. I was Inez junior. I used to laugh because I had my own credit cards when I was 16 that, you know, they were hers, but nobody knew that.
Right. Of course.
But she was so cool. And that woman, she loved me so much. And she just said, you know what, you need to be seen and heard. You're so special. And you got something other women just need. So between her and my other grandma, you know, they helped me out. Then my grandma passed away, my love of my life. I love that woman more than anything. And then my other grandma stepped in. Yeah. And so, you know, here's these little ladies. My grandma was only 4'11", you know, so I could pick her up, put her in my pocket, basically. Let's go, girl. Yeah. But she, you know, said, you know, we made a promise and we can't let, you know, the grandma down either. And she was supposed to be at my graduation, but she was on her deathbed. So I graduated June 16th and she passed away on June 21st. Wow. And all she said was, baby girl, we did it. Now you get out there and I need you to make a difference. Yes. And that's what I did. So with the help of those ladies who basically pulled me up and said, don't listen to what other people say. Yeah. Because here's the deal. Everybody's got secrets. And my one grandma who I adored, she said, sweetie, you ain't the first and you won't be the last.
That's right.
Said,
that's right.
Nobody knew I was pregnant with your Uncle Bill because, well, I was married twice. Yeah. I said, you hussy, you know what I mean? But and then she just said, it's how you handle your business. Right. Right. So, you know, I have a lot to offer a lot of people because I've been there and done that. So when when I started Chicks, I started with my truck. Oh, wow. I would put the tubs of clothes in my truck and I would head down to B Street, you know, out there where all the homeless were. Yeah. Remember Crack Alley right between the crematory? Yes. That was scary, but I loved it, you know? Yeah. And there was a lot of women in there pregnant. There was a lot of women having babies. That's when we saw a lot of babies being dumped in the dumpsters downtown because they didn't know what to do. You know, they didn't have medical insurance. Yeah. So I was working with Dr. Joyner. Absolutely love him. He is retired by now. And I would call the office and I would talk to Gloria. Remember Miss Gloria? Work with me. She's now going to nursing school. So, you know, we got to keep elevating each other up, right? Nice. Very nice. So my girl's going there. Yeah. And so I would call and I would say, hey, I got a mom out here. She's 8 months pregnant, no prenatal. Can I get her in? Absolutely. So then I would get hotel rooms when I could afford it and they were on the cheaper side. And I would put those moms in those hotels and I tell them, shower up, get clean. We'll go to lunch, we'll get some food and then we'll go to your doctor's appointment. And that's just kind of how I got started, and everybody being, oh my gosh. And so when I would roll up on somebody, I say, hey, girlfriend, you a chicken crisis? They would say, absolutely. I'm like, well, get in, let's go get a Starbucks and talk about this. Are you hungry? What can I do? And that's usually my biggest expense is food. I can't handle seeing people that are pregnant and hungry and little people hungry. So I'm always buying food. I don't do McDonald's. I don't do none of that fast food crap. I tell them that's going to kill you right there. That's your next problem. So let's eat some really good food. Let's sit down and talk. What's going on? What can I help you with? So I'm really good at my resources. And then chicks just really, like I said, it was a hobby. I wanted to be a lawyer. And then I was working for some attorneys, 801 K Street up in the penthouse.
Wow.
And, one of my attorneys would always ask me, hey, Inez, you get that dream started? And I'd say, Bill, still broke. Nope, don't got the money. And one day he pulled me in and he said, sit down. I was like, oh man, I thought I was getting fired. Right. I said, what's up? And he said, your dream. I said, oh, what about my dream, Bill? And he said, what's going on with it? And I said, well, I've got the money. I'm just going to keep on hitting the streets and doing what I do. And someday, and he opened up his drawer and he pulled out his checkbook and he said, how much was that to start that? I said, $2,800. And he said, here you go. And then he pulled his keys out, took off the keys, and he said, here you go, get your dream started.
Wow.
Right? I said, oh my God, what? And he said, girl, the world needs you. He said, you get out there and you do what you do. Because man, these babies need you. And you get to keep my office. I'm moving down by the jail. I said, oh, we just made some dudes pissed because everybody wanted up there. And he said, it's okay. I paid for it for the next 2 years. So it's yours. And these ladies can find you. So then I made so you gotta understand, we're in a penthouse. I can see everybody, right? So I was really good friends with the guards downstairs. So when my homeless moms would be rolling through, we could put their carts into the gate and lock them in so nobody would steal from them. And then they would come upstairs and I would be like, hi, would you like some coffee? And it did upset some of those attorneys being like, why do we have all these homeless chicks up here? Well, they're pregnant and we're helping them out. So just be cool. So when my lease ran out, I thought, well, that's kind of tacky to try to ask people for money if I'm working out of the penthouse, right? But it was a gift. So I took that gift and I said, well, I no longer need this. I'm going to go down where I really, where I can afford. That was my garage. And so we just started it over again there. And I just had some really awesome people that came through my life that believed in what I was doing and helped me be here for 26 years.
That is awesome.
Isn't that cool though? I've had, and so when I help people, I think that's one of the things I always do. I tell them, I'm giving you back what somebody gave me.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to pay it forward. And I believe in you. And when you start telling people you believe in them, it really shows that they grow. They just start to bloom. And I'm a farmer. So, I always analogize you to a tomato plant, we're going to grow you and you're going to become this big fruit, healthy. And that's what I do. I just encourage them and tell them, you be anything you want to be. What do you want to be when you grow up? And that's kind of what it is. What do you want to be when you grow up? And if you can tell me what you wanted to be when you're about 10, 11 or 12, you can do that, right? It's usually where we go back that we would have been the best at something if we went back and did that. So, Chicks in Crisis just is about a lot of big hugs, a lot of loves. We cry a lot. We laugh a lot. We celebrate a lot.
One of the, as you was telling your story, I learned a lot about you today. Trust and believe me on that, because I know we've communicated in the past, but I didn't know your full story. And I'm so glad you shared that. One of the things that stood out to me was back then when, you know, when you lost your one of your twins and you had all the people on your back, so to speak. I
Mhm.
love the fact that you had the mentality to soar out of that situation, you know. And the reason why they hit home with me is because, you know, I love mentoring people. It's
Mhm.
specifically young men, but I have a passion for
Mhm.
that, you know, like you do, you know, but in a different way. And, you know, as one individual that I've been mentoring, and this particular person is, when I met this person, they didn't have a job. Their family turned their back on him. He wasn't getting any support. It was a lot of mental, verbal abuse and things like
Mhm.
that. And so I came in and, you know, ended up getting him a job, you know, building him up. Now he's in a good place. And
Mhm.
the family, one person in the family in particular, have a hard time with that because they want him to stay in the place he was at, you
Mhm.
know, and
Well,
he,
so many families do. I tell them it's a crab pot. You ever watch crabs try to get out of the crab pot?
yeah,
Once they hit that water, everybody's going to crawl on everybody. And
yeah,
that's the people you have yourself around. So when they're telling you you're worthless, you
yeah,
can't do that,
yes,
it's because they're keeping you down because
right,
they know your potential.
right,
So they're going to
exactly,
continue to pull you down because you're going to outdo them and
right.
outshine them.
Right. Exactly. And, you know, and that's what I, you know, try to encourage him and
Mhm.
try to somewhat know what you're dealing with. And
Yeah.
it's nothing personal. It's that person's personal issue that they're trying to
Mhm.
put on you because they see your potential. They see you're moving forward in a better place. And
Mhm.
now they want to, oh, you don't do this no more. Oh, you go to bed early to get up from work early. Like all this crazy stuff. Why would you,
Crazy.
yeah, why would you
Crazy.
not want to see your loved one have a job, saving money, making good decisions, you know? And
Mhm.
so I'm so glad that, you know, you're in a position now that you're able to help people to move in the right direction is what I'm trying to say.
And I'll call out those parents. So why are you not helping anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, why would you tell your kid they're so worthless? You know what I see? I see your kid's got potential.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, again, sweetie, you know, our little motto here is when they come in, I want you to turn that frown upside down.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
when you come in here sad, you're leaving out of here laughing, joking,
Yeah.
and you feel good. And I tell them that's our love tank.
Yeah.
We only have 20 to 30 minutes to touch that client every 30 days.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that 30 minutes, I need you to build them up, fill that love tank, turn that frown upside down, and make sure they know when they leave here, we love them more than anything, and you can do what you need to do. If you need
That's
help, you
awesome.
know my number, right?
Yeah. That's awesome.
That is the best.
Yeah.
And you know, and you know, we don't just work with girls, you know,
Yeah.
chicks are babies. You
Yeah.
know, you really want to look at it. Chicks are
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
But I work with, you know, pregnant and parenting, teen women and dads.
Yeah.
My
Wow.
dads rock. My dads love me. I teach them how to cook. You know, anybody ever came out here? So we're actually on an old ranch. So here, let's back it up a little bit. So when I started all this, I'm a country girl, right?
Yeah.
And I would always say, people need to know about a little country life, chickens. How do you grow food? How do you, you know, get dirty? Let's throw some rocks.
Yeah.
So I prayed to Jesus. I said, you know, I need a ranch on a bus line. Hook a sister up,
Yeah.
right? Everybody laughed at me, Jesse. They
Yeah.
said, Inez, you are such a Pollyanna. I had to look that one up. I thought that was cute because she has pigtails until I read
Yeah.
what I was like, Polly, wait, what? You know, I was a little upset. But I live in my own world. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can create whatever it is your mentality wise, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care about the negative people out there. So it's all about how do I create my own little world? And that's what I do. And again, it's teaching people that part that you can be anything, do anything, and you are anything.
Mhm.
And again, they leave out of here knowing that they are the best that they could possibly ever be.
Mhm.
I could
That's
just, you know,
awesome.
all day long, just loving and loving and loving. on them. And the best part is they come back and they volunteer for me. They work
Mhm.
for me. They're my best form of advertising.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
again, you leave out of here, you're so happy and you love us. And, we're straight up. I guess that's probably I don't sugarcoat nothing. I tell them I'm allergic to sugar.
Yeah.
I can't go there.
That's
But,
awesome.
we see when you start to just, again, you love them and tell them how great they are and they're doing good. And plus, I give them $25 gift cards for every A they get on their report card. I
That's
become your
awesome.
mama. I
Yeah.
become who it is. And again, my dads, they love it. They, again, so down here we are, we got a ranch. I got a ranch on the bus line. I got 4 acres.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
laugh at people. I'm like, okay, don't talk to me about what I can't have, because
Right.
again, I might be a dreamer and a Pollyanna, but I can pull things together and my dreams do come true.
That's
And that's
awesome.
what I tell them. Your dreams can come true.
Yes. That's
You just got to
awesome.
work at it.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about well, let me say this. How are you funded? Like, is it contracts? Is it donations? Or like, how are you able to do all this stuff?
Baby boy, I'm a hustler.
A hustler,
Me,
go get it. Yes.
me. You know what? We just this year was first time we ever got some federal money. And
Yeah.
I got federal monies this year, but before that, it's me hustling.
Yeah.
I'm not shy to get dirty. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem. Most of the time I'd work 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I've been homeless.
Yeah.
I tell people I've been homeless. I've been on welfare.
Yeah.
I'm a welfare to work graduate.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
can hustle like nobody else. And, again, so I have fundraisers. I do 3 big ones a year. I have some amazing supporters that fund me that, love what I do. And like I said, this year is my first year that I ever got any federal monies, and got that because I was dreaming again.
Yeah.
And I said, I need to get back on the streets.
Yeah.
My peoples, right? I'm missing out on a lot of people who need help.
Yeah.
So I have been wanting to do a mobile unit.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it in the universe, said, hey, I want a mobile unit and this is what I want to do. And everybody, and like, oh, Inez, you're so cute. You're so funny. Okay. So I have a mobile unit now. So I got a grant.
Nice.
That we got the unit. I just took it in. It's getting retrofitted with my shelving, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I'm getting it wrapped. It's going to be hot pink. I mean, you will see me coming forever.
I love it.
Fluorescent pink with my checkered flags, right? And my new tagline is helping families, racing for babies, helping families cross the finish line.
Love it.
And we are doing that. And so, I've always been into racing. I love racing. So, I got a lot of really deep roots into the sprint cars, NASCARs, so all my friends help me with that.
Yeah.
So once our mobile unit's done, now we'll be able to hit the streets and I'll be helping over 100 people a day. So that's really, awesome. I'm excited about. And that will be my diapers, wipes, formula, baby clothes, all the hygiene products, because those are what we give our clients. So, that's how we support them, with Chicks in Crisis. So, we do a lot of really great things, but all of it's all based around teaching and how do you become self-sufficient for your own family.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So upon reviewing your website, I was kind of, you got a lot of stuff going on. I know now you got like a board of directors.
Oh yeah.
Like just this whole, I was just scrolling, like, man, she has really put in some work. So I want to talk a bit about the services that you provide, because I saw like the adoption services, parenting, supervised visits, healthy living programs. Talk a little bit about what you actually do. Go a little bit more details.
So we'll start off each little branch. So pregnancy, we want to make sure you have a healthy, safe pregnancy. Do you need a doctor? Do you need help getting your Medi-Cal? How can we support you on that? Then they can come here and get their hygiene products. We won't give no baby items until after they have their babies. We have just found that they sell what we give them or give it to somebody else or end up moving and losing it and then come back for it. And it's like, whoa, no, time out. That's not working out. So we want to make sure all of that's taken care of. And then we move on over. Some of our moms choose adoption because they just aren't in a position to parent. So I'm an adoption facilitator. So my moms get to pick their baby's parents. They get to have
Wow.
contact with them. And they get to know, like my son, I've had Michael since he was 17 days old. And my boy now, he's at 23.
Wow.
And that my son will tell you the greatest day of his life was the day I went to that prison.
Wow.
And I didn't even know his mom. I was working with the attorney because she wanted to back out of an adoption. And he kept trying to push her, and she was crying. And I'm just sitting there. And finally I said, when do you get out? And she's like, 6 months.
Yeah.
I said, all right. I said, I'll babysit for you for 6 months. Oh, that attorney was so mad. He kicked me under the table. Just he said, boom. I was like, oh. He was mad. And so we backed out of her adoption, and I went and got him, and he was so mad at me. He said, who do you think you are? You're a paralegal, you are a notary, you are nobody. And, wow. You don't know this and you don't that. And I said, and at this point, this kind of light bulb went off. I just said, she told you how many times that she did not want to put her baby up for adoption. And you kept pushing her to do it because you want more money.
Yeah.
You're the reason why people think people sell babies in adoption. Is people like you.
Yeah.
And I said, so you know what I'm doing in my garage? Because I was already doing Chicks in Crisis. I already had women living with me. Like I'd pick them up off the street and be like, girlfriend, you're coming home with me. Yeah. Because you're pregnant. I'm chunky. It's all a little different. I'm gonna give you my bed. And I already had been doing that. And I just told him, I'm going to do circles around you. I said, wow. What you do is wrong. Yeah. And and he just said, you need to learn to stay in your lane. Wow. And I said, Pepsi challenge taken, buddy. Right. Yeah. So now I skate backwards, and I've learned some flips along the way, twirls, with my Pollyanna pigtails. Yeah. So that's my baby. But he knows he has 2 moms. He has 8 siblings. Yeah. My kid's a rock star. He looks like Shaq. My kid is 6'9", 360, and wears an 18 shoe. Wow. Yeah. He's a tad funny. He likes to, act like he's my husband now. Yeah. Sometimes be like, oh honey, can I get the credit card? Oh no, honey, you should have your own. We play back and forth, Yeah. He's the sweetest, most loving, caring person you'd ever meet in your life. And his life, all his other siblings were in the system. Wow. So I always had a lot of guilt that I couldn't take all of them, but I was already a poor mom with 4 kids and just working 3 jobs. I've. Yeah. So my moms can choose their baby's parents, and they get to know, and these kids grow up knowing I was loved more than anything. Yeah. I know who my family is. I know why my mom had to choose adoption. I would have been in foster care. I would have never had a life like I had. And my babies have amazing lives. I mean, I got babies that have some really awesome parents that, they live a life like nobody's business. But the better part about it is, let me see if I got my book. So every 6 months, they have to do a Shutterfly book. Right? Oh, nice. Yeah. So it gets to show everything this child's been doing. That's awesome. So this is one of my mamas, and she's homeless. Just got her all dialed in the other day. Yeah. And we sat there and we were eating, and she said, oh my gosh, Inez, look at her. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Look how happy she is. She's done more than I've ever done my entire life, and she's 6. Wow. And she's like, oh, I'm so grateful they've given her such an amazing life. Tell them I love them and thank them so much. Yeah. And the better part is, she's just embarrassed right now because she's homeless again, so she doesn't want to tell them. Yeah. But I'll be able then to say she's doing great. She sends her love. And the better part, Savannah knows I'm loved. I'm so loved. Yes. Right. And then they just keep going. And then there's I do pregnancy, parenting, adoption, supervised visits. That's what I'm doing this morning. So I'll have to get off when my clients start rolling in. Okay. But I work through the court system. I help non-custodial parents see their kids. Wow. Right? How do we do family reunification? How do we teach people to be a family? So this old ranch I have was originated back in the late 1800s. So I didn't mess anything up. Everything is original 1937 house. So when my clients come in, like today, we're making, we're going to do fried chicken. We're doing a peach cobbler. We're going to decorate some cookies.
Wow.
We're going to have some pot, I mean, I'm here tonight until 8. So I have 4 different families coming in, and I'll stagger all the way down and make it where this is what family is. This is what sitting down at the table. This is conversations that you have. We do a lot of that fun stuff. Or have truck will travel. Let's throw those car seats in, and we're headed to the zoo. So especially with my dads, they'd never had a mom, let alone a dad, teach them how to do anything. So we have the best darn time. I mean, we're going places, doing stuff, and they're like, I never knew this existed. And I go, look at your kid. Look how happy your child is. And that's because we're having a good time, and we're learning each other, and you're learning your child, so that when the time comes, your reunification is going to be a smooth transition. So
I'm telling you.
Then I kick off my shoes and I put on my heels. And I rent out the barn and I throw parties out here. So I have a great venue, and again, that's how I make money to keep my gate open.
Wow. I'm really impressed that God has given you the ability to have all of this energy and the wisdom and the knowledge and the bandwidth to be able to be involved as much as you are. When I'm hearing from you, you're taking your firsthand experience, Inez, and you're sitting down with these people, the people that's coming in, the dads, the teenage girls, and showing them what a family is like. This is what it's like to sit down and cook, and eat together, have those conversations, go out in the community and things like that, because you're right. Some people never had that. And I know I could speak for myself. I've never, I come from a dysfunctional family and the whole 9 yards. And we didn't, although my mom, she cooked, but she didn't cook. We all sat down and ate, eat together, have conversations. How was your day going? Did you get bullied in school? It was just like, okay, you fix the food and everybody go in their own spaces and you leave. And you don't know what's really going on in your child's life because you don't take the time to sit down.
Right.
So God has used you to restructure the pattern.
No, I asked him to give me a job. This is where people, don't get it. I've been a hot mess for a minute. I'm not a bad girl. I just always made some poor choices because I like to have fun. And it rolled me. And one night I just, I have Crohn's disease from stressing out so bad. You know what I mean? You don't realize, and that's why mental health, and when you internalize, you make yourself sicker. You give yourself a disease. And I did. And I just cried and I just said, God, I don't know what it is that you want me to do, because I don't know what I want to do. All I know is I'm a really good person. I got a big heart. I want to help people like me. Right. Well, what is it that I'm doing so wrong? Right. And again, I'm still struggling from the death of my daughter. I never could get that. And I went and I dug out my Bible out of the garage, and I was going, if somebody was watching me, they'd be like, that chick just lost it, literally. She's having a meltdown at 2:30 in the morning. And I found my Bible and I opened it up and I started reading, and everything just started hitting me. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, that, oh my goodness. And I just prayed and I said, God, whatever it is you're going to give me, I'm going to rock it. I'm going to be the best ever. You will be so proud. The next thing you know, I got a youth pastor knocking on my door. Wow. I have no light, so my electricity's off, my gas is off, my phone was off, and we were down to barely nothing. And we were playing laser tag, and I was barbecuing hot dogs, and and I'm like this, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
I can't get shut. What's up? I was a young mom. What's up? What's up? And
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm a youth pastor. I wanted to let you know. We got a great little program going to start out here, and then I said, "Do you feed them?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "We'll be there."
Yeah.
He
I
said,
know that's right.
"Okay, well, yeah, it was one meal." I literally had a calendar that we were going church to church, church to eat. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how poor I was. And I was
Yeah.
still trying to just make ends meet.
Yeah.
And so he came back couple days later, and still I was at the same place, and then he came back that following week, and he brought me groceries. They had turned on my electricity, my gas,
Yeah.
my phone, and he just sat there and he said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I lost it. And
Yeah.
and before you knew it, the blessings started coming to me.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And the more I gave, I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, you're a great person." I said, "Oh, no.
Yeah.
I am not." I had to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
Everything was always spotlighted on me. Anything I did, everybody was nailing me. I had to get out of that light. How do I get out of that light? I'm going to help somebody else and just do it quietly.
Yeah.
And here I am today. I tell God every day I roll in this ranch. Woohoo, I love you, buddy. I said, "What's today going to bring?" Because I'm not feeling my best.
Yeah.
I got my tea and my chickens, and we're going to be okay.
I love that. I'm curious and ask, how did you survive, so to speak, through the COVID pandemic? How what did you do? Because I know all these strict wearing masks, wipe it down and 6 feet apart. How did you stay afloat helping, your clients during the pandemic?
Well, remember, my name is Chicks in Crisis. What do I do best?
Oh,
pull me in a crisis, and I'm, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I took my clothes closet and everything I had going that everybody would come in my house, and I moved it out to the garage.
Oh, wow.
Right? So then we were able to do that because we could stay our distance.
Yeah.
Then I got another little wild hair, and my barn's 160 years old, and it was on its last, leg, literally. My general contractor told me, "Oh, Inez, I hope you don't let people in there." Oh, he's having a pan. I was like, "I don't." He's like, "That thing is hanging by a rusty nail and a sliver."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I pulled the trigger, and we fixed the barn, and I just was able to do some of the projects that I couldn't do when I was super swamped.
Yeah.
So I kind of took it as a blessing to say, "Hey, Inez, you need to slow it down a minute. You need to regroup, and you need to refocus."
Yeah.
And what I ended up finding out was I lost 5 employees because I just couldn't pay people. Nobody works for free. That I didn't need them.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? I'm like, oh my gosh, they weren't doing their jobs. They weren't, so I'm always somebody, I like change where most people freak out about change.
Yeah.
I dig change. Oh, yeah. I'm cool with that. You can flip my whole day upside down and I'll still be a happy camper.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain because, hey, things happen and you just got to keep on rolling with it. But yeah, so me and Maria sat down and we divided everything amongst. She does things I don't like and I do things she doesn't like. Yeah. And we are a great Batman and Robin, yin and yang. And we've been able to literally come out of the pandemic on top. Wow. If that makes any sense. Where most people lost their marbles. Yeah. My bag is full. That's awesome. I am stoked. I was able to, still grow my food. That's one of the things I teach my clients. Right now I'm waiting for my burpees bag to come so I can start planting carrots. But I teach them how to grow your own food. Mm-hmm. How do you make baby food? You know, that stuff your kid eats out of that jar isn't really organic, let alone fresh. Yeah. Because that stays in the baby, that jar is 5 years old. That can be a 5-year. So I just, we walk out and they all get their baskets and the kids start picking. I planted 16 blackberry bushes. I love blackberries. So I got them from the University of Alabama. So they bloom twice and they have no thorns. They're about big as your thumb.
Wow.
These kids walk around and eat fresh fruit. They're picking vegetables. They're eating. We make salads. And then their parents are like, my kid never would eat that. And I'm like, because you didn't present it properly. It's how you present it.
Yeah.
If you give them a seed and let them watch it grow, they're going to eat what's they're growing. So the green beans, peas, different stuff like that, So I just got more into my gardening and learned. I'm growing tea. So that's going to be one of my fundraisers. So I'll box it and it'd be my charity, So I'm always thinking outside the box. I'm always like, what else can we play with?
Yeah.
But just getting the kids out here to fresh eggs, so we have I lost 12 chickens in the last 2 months from these. We got eagle hawks out here. So and a raccoon. So the food circle has to keep going, but please leave my chickens alone. But the kids get to go out and they get to gather eggs, which they get so excited about. And again, just how do you teach them some wholesomeness that they don't get living in the city? And, I try to tell those kids that McDonald's is going to kill you. You can't eat that stuff. It's not real food. And then we have our sugar chart. So I like to show them, oh, that's your favorite drink. Do you see how much sugar is in there? No. Oh, what? And I'm like, yes. And that's why you're fluffy. You're eating macaroni and cheese out of a box. Let me show you how to make macaroni and cheese from scratch. It's really much easier. And here's the funnier part. You get it all from WIC.
Yeah.
So then I do my cooking classes. So my healthy nutrition, I take all the WIC vouchers that they get. And one of these back here has all different kinds of recipes. So all of their WIC vouchers can be used. And what I'll do is I'll set up the living room and put all our crock pots out and we'll cook it. Now they get to come through and taste it. And I'd be like, shut up, I can make that? Absolutely. This is all it takes. So I'm a kinetic learner. I got to see it, taste it, smell, the whole 9 yards. So I just assume everybody learns how I do, and it makes it easier. And then they see, because I leave everything in front of that crock pot. This is what went inside there. And then I'm really huge on time management. I live my life every 15 minutes, right? And so I tell them, if you're not getting up on time, by the end of your day, you're 2 hours to 3 hours behind.
That's right.
So we're going to do the crock pot class, and I'm going to teach you how to do meal planning. And then you're going to take it out, put it in the fridge before you leave for school or work. You're going to put it in the crock pot, put it on low. And when you come home, dinner's done. What we're going to eliminate, screaming at your kids, hitting your kids, being angry. Everybody's hangry, not everybody can have a Snickers, at 5:36. It creates a lot of animosity, a lot of hate and anger. Again, what are we trying to eliminate in families these days? Mental health. So by teaching you to be on time and to follow a schedule, it's amazing how they're like, oh my gosh, Inez, that worked. And so I'll get them a day planner and I'll tell them they're 15-minute breakouts. That's what you do. And you need to wake up. This is this. Dun, dun, dun. Now you'll have leftovers for lunch tomorrow when you're going to work or school, and it's nutritional. And your kids are going to start looking forward to seeing what's mom cooked for dinner tonight. So then you can start pulling the kids in. Let's have the kids help with some of that. And again, it just starts to change that family dynamic. I always tell them you can get in a swimming pool and go around and around and around and around, and that whirlpool is going to keep taking you. But when you got to push and go the other way, you've been having a little resistance, not going to lie. But if you keep doing it, you can change. And that's where the change comes. And, again, just how do you teach them how to eat well?
That's awesome. I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to hear because you're doing so much, like, I mean, like really so much. I want to hear like a powerful success stories. Let's get into success stories. And I really like, I want to highlight that, so to speak.
Well, highlights. I mean, I've taken a homeless person. They've come to live with me for 2 or 3 years in my own home.
Yeah.
My thing is education. Beauty fades, dumbs forever. So we basically need to get a skill so you can move on. And I've again helped them through a teen pregnancy, got them through high school, continued with college. Now they're working and making a lot of money.
Yeah. Wow.
One of my moms, for an example, she had 4 kids. She was going to terminate her pregnancy. Came across me. I said, "Oh, girl, I can totally help you." And there's families out there that would love to raise your baby and keep you involved.
Yeah.
So worked with her. And so the ranch out here, my mom's and my dad's come out and get married out here. That's one of the perks, you know. I want to see you do healthy and be doing fabulous. And she's given her little speech. And, you know, I'm just hustling, busting tables. And she's like, "Most of you don't know this, but I met Inez when I was 6 months pregnant, was going to do something I would have totally regretted my whole life. I found a family and my daughter Nan, and she did this. Nan was here, right? It's her daughter. She placed for adoption, and her adopted mom. She's like, I was able to finish school, get a job, and she's like, Inez, you have no idea the impact you had on me and my kids.
Wow.
Made sure we had food. We weren't homeless, but most of all, you gave us love and encouragement." Mm-hmm. And now I have a job that I make 6 figures a year. And I said, one of my new donors, here's my donation.
Right, that part.
You know, go ahead. But yeah, it's stories like that.
Wow.
You know, I just got a hit the other day, said, "Hey, it's Gabby. I just wanted to let you know I just got accepted into the master's program at San Francisco State. And if it wasn't for you, I would never be here. And I love you so much."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And that again was a foster girl. Nobody wanted to give a hoot. She had 8 full ride scholarships, Jesse. Wow. She said, "Oh, I can't do that. I have to get a job." I said, "Wait, what?"
Wow.
She goes, "I won't be able to, you know, I'm homeless." I went and rented a house.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I went and rented a 5-bedroom house here in Elk Grove. I got my friend to come in and be my house mom.
Yeah.
My girl had a place to live. I said, "You will not turn away. You work so hard for those."
Yeah. That's awesome.
You're going where you want to go, baby girl. You're going.
That's awesome. That's
and
awesome.
So then we did a little little party, and we got her dorm all dialed in, got her everything she was going to need. And, you know, that right there, and she wants to go in. She's going to be a social worker and work with foster youth that have been through situations like her.
Yeah.
So those success stories, like I said, I had people who gave me, now I need to give back for them.
Right.
And then they give back. And the other, before I got to go out of here. When we're teaching them to take care of their kids at this point, and our moms and dads are being really wonderful to their children, right? We're teaching them the proper way to parent, how that works. Then their children will benefit because they'll mimic what their parents did, right?
That's exactly right.
So we're trying to close that gap,
mm-hmm.
you know, because we can do it, you know.
Yeah.
And we are, I do see it, you know, we have teen pregnancies are at their lowest.
Yeah.
Adoptions are at their all-time low.
Yeah.
So we, you know, I always tell people my whole goal was to put myself out of a job.
Yeah.
You know, and I basically did, hold on here, get on my camera here. I basically did that by helping people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on here, because my little people, hold on 1 second.
You good.
I locked the door. Oops.
Okay.
But anyway, you know, we're doing what we're doing because we are working with people and making that huge difference.
Yeah. Inez, why do you think people are not jumping on the bandwagon to help these teenagers, because you know, it's kind of like when a person make a mistake, it's kind of like people throw them to the wayside. And when all they need is like love and support and
Right.
help.
Oh. Yeah, hold on a second.
No, that's fine.
All right, guys. Hi, Mama. How you doing?
I love it.
Well, hold on 1 second, Jesse, and I'll come back and answer that. Okay, Daddy, we'll see you at 2. Okay. Bye. Yeah, okay. Go over there and play. I'm on a phone call real fast. Yeah. So what I feel and what I see about that is that they already had family dynamics, that they already, you know, homeless. That they already had family dynamic, you know, they're already a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
And then they go and here we have a teen pregnancy and everybody's like, we can't even take care of ourselves. Why would you go and do that when you didn't need to?
Yeah.
You know, so that's and again, I think that so many people have no, we're good. My cat now. I got cats now, kids, everything. You know, again, there's just people have we have too many people who need help. And a lot of times this is avoidable.
Yeah.
Right? So when they come in and you know, crying, I'm like, hey, here's the deal. This is an elective.
Right.
You
Exactly.
can't be mad.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
I'm pregnant.
Powerful.
You know, when you step into that bedroom or wherever it is and you pull your panties down, you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad when it does happen.
Yes.
Because you were irresponsible. So that's what I tell them. Your irresponsibility can't be my problem.
Yeah.
How are we going to help you to know that the next time, I don't care if you have sex.
Yeah.
Just be safe.
Yeah.
That's all. You know, you can have sex all day long, you know, however it is you want to do.
Yeah.
Just be safe about it. And if you're irresponsible, you can't be mad at everybody else because not everybody's jumping in on the bandwagon to help you.
Yeah.
Because they're upset because they already told you.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where I see a lot of mine. Come on in here, baby girl. Where they don't want to support them. And the same like with foster families. They don't want to support the mom and a child because here's the deal. They don't get extra money when you have a baby. So now for those families who are doing it for an income, you're really cutting in. Why do I gotta buy diapers, wipes, formula, right? Now I'm taking on too. So what I tell those parents, hey, if you keep them under your roof, right, and let that mom and baby stay there, I'll supply all the diapers, wipes, formula, baby, everything that they're gonna need that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Can that mom stay there with her baby, please?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're like, oh, you'll do all that? Absolutely, I will. I just need her to have a safe place for her baby because if not, we just keep on making the problems.
Yeah.
So I always tell people 1 latte a week, $25 a month, $300 a year. You're going to help me keep a mom and a baby, you know, mom and dad in school and a baby with diapers and formula. Can I count on your support? Because if not, that mental health problems that we end up creating with all of that, they go from foster care, juvenile hall, county, state, federal prison. Now we're paying institutionalizing children.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'm huge on mouthing about that one because, you know, I always said, why are we taking kids from their parents and giving them to somebody else who's not kin, first off, and giving them money?
Yeah.
Making my parent feel like they're worthless and they can't parent.
Yeah.
Give that money to the parent, put that into services.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing now. We're taking that money and giving it back into services for those parents to stop taking their children. Because when you take their kids, they turn around, go get pregnant again because now they feel guilty and worthless.
Yes.
And they turn around and they have everybody telling them, why are you having another kid?
Yeah.
Then I find that the only time anybody's nice to me is when I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it's this continual, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful I got a grant for mental health. You know, I tell them, I don't care what you talk to Jen about.
Yeah.
Just talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Just talk.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And as we got about 1 more minute.
Okay, baby.
How can people get involved, donate to support you in your efforts? I want to leave on that.
Well, go to my website, chicksincrisis.org.
Okay.
Look it up. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and just follow us. We put everything out there. Anything and how you want to help me, again, $25 is all I ask for. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
The other thing that we ended up doing is because I feel that when you're a nonprofit, you got to be held accountable and transparent.
Yeah.
So we just recently, got an audit,
Mm-hmm.
a fiscal audit.
Yeah.
I got passed out flying colors,
Yeah.
that he wants me to give classes to other nonprofits. He said, how'd you learn? I said, hey, baby, I don't write a check or do anything without a receipt or an invoice.
That's right.
And he said, oh my gosh, you are like, oh my goodness. So, I always want people to know, when you give me $1, you want to know where it goes, check it out.
Yeah.
Because, we're transparent as transparent can be. As you can tell, I'm a binder freak.
Yeah.
Everything I have is in a binder. I can pull stuff in a heartbeat, but that goes back to my OCD, ADHD, and type A personality. But
yeah,
I'll take it. It all works for me.
All right. Inez, thank you so much.
I love you, Jess.
Sharing. Just so I've learned so much from you today. You have no idea.
I'm a little different.
Yeah, no, but good.
Well, I like being different and unique. Big hugs, love you, and
love you too.
Let's talk soon.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
Okay, babe. Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye. And that's it for today's edition of Mental Health Matters. If you enjoyed this particular show, if you would like to be a guest on our show, or if you would like a DVD copy of this show, please dial 916-366-4600. Thank you.